Okay, let's tackle the next topic, that is compound interest. So, ang pagkakaiba naman nito, okay, sa simple interest, isang taon laging reference. Sa compound interest, pwedeng iba-iba yung time frame. So, define muna natin siya. A compound interest is interest of principal is based not only on the original amount of the principal, but but the amount of the principal plus the accumulated interest. Ang ibig sabihin nito, okay, let's have halimbawa, yung 100 pesos, yung let's say yung 100 pesos mo, okay, nag-interest sa isang taon ng 5%. So basically, magiging ano siya, 105. Ngayon, after 1 year, mag-i-interest uli ng 5%. So ang magiging bagong principal mo, yung interest saka principal. So this will be 1.05 na. So that will give you what? 1.05, that's 1.05 times 105 na. So that gives you what? That gives you 110.25 already. This is 110.25. So unlike sa simple interest, okay, yung 5% ng 100, bali 5 pesos yung interest, plus another 5, that's 10 pesos. Magiging ano lang yan, magiging 110. Ito 110.25 na. So that's the concept of the compound interest. Now, okay, let's have this one. Ang formula is F is P 1 plus I to the N. So, tatandaan natin, lagi natin gamitin yan. Is a derived formula. F equals P 1 plus I to the N. Okay, 1 plus I to the N. So, that's 1 plus I to the N. Okay, that's I to the N. So, ito yung laging tatandaan nating formula. Alright. Yung 1 plus I to the N is called the single payment compound amount factor. Yung ratio niya, yung reciprocal, is the single payment present worth factor. Ngayon, ito yung mga nominal interest. Pag sinabing 12% compounded quarterly, i-divide mo ng 4, that's 3% interest per quarter. So sa isang taon, merong 4 na interest period. Pag sinabing 12% compounded semi-annually, that is 6% interest per half year. Sa kalahating taon, may 6%. Ang interest period is per half year. Pag sinabing 12% compounded monthly, that is 12% divided by 12 is 1% interest per month. So in this case, meron kang 12 interest period. Okay. Pag sinabing effective interest, isang taon lang yon. Now look at the next example. The amount of 20,000 was deposited in a bank earning an interest of what? An interest of 6.5% per annum. So ang interest natin is per annum. Look at this. Yun ang interest period. Determine the total amount at the end of 7 years if the principal and interest were not withdrawn during this period. So ito yung P. Yan, yun yung P. So ito yung N. Ito yung I. Yan. So ang formula, F is P 1 plus I to the N. So ang formula mo is what? 20,000. That's 20,000 times 1 plus, para hindi ka mahirapan sa percent, lagay mo 6.5, 10%. Then raise to the 1, raise to the 7. Okay, this will be your answer, rounded up to the next 2 digits. Next, a man expects to receive 25,000 in 8 years. How much is that money worth now, considering at 8% interest compounded quarterly? Look at this one. No? Interest compounded quarterly, that's the same as 2% per quarter. So, ang interest period natin is per quarter. Ilang quarter yung 8 years? Bali 32. 32 quarters. There will be 32 interest periods. So, look at this formula. 25,000 is 1 plus ito 9, 2% to the 32. And how do you solve for P? So, your P is what? Your P is 25,000 over 1.02 raised to the 32. So, that is okay, 25,000 divided by 1.02 raised to the 32. Okay, you get this value, 13,000. Next, example 3. All right. How many years here? How many years will 100,000 earn a compound interest of 50,000 if interest is 9% compounded quarterly? Ibig sabihin, apat na interest period din. So, mapapansin mo, this will be your P. And since interest to, yung 50,000, okay, yung P, this is 100,000 plus what? Plus 50,000. Okay, plus 50,000 will be your what? Will be your F. Okay, that will be your F. So, magiging ano siya? Magiging 150,000. Okay? And I is 9% divided by 4. Okay? Para hindi ka mag-round off ng ganyan, ang gawin mo ganito. Okay? Yung 9%, divide mo ng 4. There. Then, store mo sa isang variable, let's say M. Para ito, this is what? Okay, this is stored into M. So, ang mangyayari ngayon, yung 150,000 mo, 150,000 is equal to 100,000. Now, this will be what? Bali, ang mangyayaring equation natin, 150,000 is equal to what? Is equal to 100,000 times 1 plus m raised to the n, where this is the number of quarters. Take the logarithm of both sides. Okay, 150,000 divided by 100,000, that is just 150,000 divided by 1, that is just 1.5. 1.5 is equal to what? 1 plus m raised to the n. And to solve for n, your n will just be ln of what? Ln of 1.5 over ln of 1 plus m. And use your calculator now. There, ln of what? Ln of 1.5 over ln of 1 plus m, in-store natin. Okay, you have 18.22, and then divided by 4 gives you the number of years, 4.556 years. Next. Okay, ano yung ibig sabihin ng nominal and effective interest? Pag sinabing rate of interest, amount earned by a unit principal per unit time. Nominal rate of interest is the basic annual rate of interest. So, ito yung nominal, yung 8% compounded quarterly. Yan yung nominal interest. Of course, that is the same as 2% 2% per ano, 2% per quarter. So, per quarter yan. Okay? When you say effective rate of interest, that is the exact rate of interest earned on the principal during 1 year period. So, pag sinabing effective, 1 year. So, here, find the effective rate of interest corresponding to 8% compounded quarterly. Using the formula, assume mo na pera mo piso, piso, piso. So, ito yung amount ng piso. Using the formula, look, using the formula F equals what? P times 1 plus I to the n. So, ito yung formula natin. So, assume na ang pera mo piso. So, 1 times 1 plus 8% to the 4, then 4 na quarter. Pinako-convert sa effective. So, this is 1 times 1 plus x na lang. Kasi isang taon na lang. And if you solve for x, that gives you what? That gives you 1.02 raised to the what? Raised to the 4 and then minus 1. Okay, that gives you 8.243%. Next here, example 5. Find the nominal rate which if converted quarterly could be used instead of 12% compounded semi-annually. So, pag sinabing, okay, here, converted quarterly, look at the equation. No? Pera mo piso times 1 plus unknown yung x over 4 to the 4th kasi quarter, 4 na interest period is the same as 1 since 12% compounded semi-annually yan, that is 1 plus 12% divided by 2. So, ito yung equation na sasolvin mo. So, yan yung equation na sasolvin. And to solve for x, alright, how do you solve for x? That is, okay, how do you solve for x here? Your x over 4 plus 1 equals what? The fourth root of 1.06. Therefore, x equals fourth root of 1.06 minus 1 times 4. There. That's why you get this one. So, compute, that is what? Fourth root. Okay, fourth root of 1.06. Then subtract 1. That's times 4. Okay, that gives you this, I'm sorry, mali pala ako dito ha. It should be 1, may square pa pala to, no? Sorry, this should be square pa. Naka-square pala yan, dalawang interest period. That's why this will be what? 1.06 square to. Kaya mali ako dito. That gives you what? Fourth root of 1 point, 1.06 square minus 1 and then times 4 gives you that 11.825%. Okay. Next. Okay, let's have another example here. Halimbawa, let's have 12% effective, 12% effective, convert to daily, compounded daily. So, anong diskarte rito? This is 1 plus 0.12 raised to the 1 is equal, that's 1 piso, is the same amount of money, 1 times 1 times 1 plus this is compounded daily, that is x raised to 360 raised raised to 360. So you're looking for x there. What will be your x? Your x is the 360 root of 1.12 minus 1 times what? Times 360. And how do you do that? That is what? That is 12 root, 360 root, 360 root of 1.12 minus 1, okay, upside, minus 1 times 360. So the answer is should be what? Should be 11.335%. So that is this is compounded what? Compounded daily. So itong interest na yan, 12% compounded or effective, this is just what? This is just what? Per year is the same as 11.335 percent compounded daily. Next is another example here. If money is worth 5% compounded quarterly, find the equated time for paying a loan of 150,000 due in 1 year and 280,000 in 2 years. Ang ibig sabihin nito, i-replace mo yung dalawang pera na yan sa isang bayaran lang. Kailan mo, sa anong panahon, sa anong time. Ang gagawin mo dyan, i-project mo lang sa present lahat yung pera. So, look at our formula, remember, is F is equal to what? P 1 plus I to the n. To the n. Therefore, in present worth is equal to what? Is equal to F over what? F over 1 plus I to the n. So you see, yung 150,000 dito, that is what? 1 year, lipat mo doon. Kaya 150,000 divided by 1 plus 5% raised to the 4. Kaya ito yung answer. Yung isa, nilipat din doon, magiging ano siya, 280,000 plus 1, 5% divided by 4 over 2 times 4. Kasi walong interest period dyan. Ngayon, ito ngayon, pwede nang pagsamahin kasi magkapareho sila ng time. Yan, pareho nang magkasama. Okay? So, ang tanong, okay, ano yung equivalent? What? Ano yung equivalent? Ang ibig sabihin nito, magiging isa na lang yan. So, instead of dalawa, magiging okay, ang mangyayari diyan, ito yung dalawang ito yung dalawang P1 at saka P2. So, ito yung pag inad mo na to, ito yung future which is what? 430,000 inad. Yan, 430,000. Ano yung N na to? With an, of course, an interest period of what? Of the same, which is 5% then. Kaya ang nangyari, okay, kaya nangyari ganito, add mo yon, okay, so ang nangyari ganito, P1 plus P2, okay, equals actually, yung future mo will be what? Yung future mo will be 430,000. 430,000 yan. Ito yung actually present worth times 1 point 0 it's the interest 0.5 raised the n. So you solve for n, your n will be what? Your n will be ln of what? 430,000 over what? Over that P1 plus P2. Okay, okay, wait. uh, okay, divided by, this is just ln of 1.05. Ang gawin natin para ano ha, kumpitin ko na to. That is 150,000 over what? Over 1 plus 5% divided by 4 raised to the 4. Raised to the 4, tapos kumpitin ko na yung isa din. 280,000, 280,000 over 1 plus 5%, 5% divided by 4, that's 2 years, raised to the what? Okay, raised to the 8. Yan. Tapos store mo siya sa isang variable na lang, let's say E. So, this is stored into E. Yung dalawa, yan. Ito. Itong value na to, okay, yung value na to is stored into E. So, therefore, yung N mo here, okay, just what? ln of E divided by what? Divide, no, 430,000 pala. 430, 123 divided by E, then divided by ln of 1.05. So this is 1.60, 1.64 what? Um, that's years, no? I made a mistake here. It should be 1.05. In interest should be what? Uh, 1 plus 0.05. Ito, may mali ako dito. This should be what? This should be 1 plus 0.05 rate divided by 4 raised the n. So this should be ln of not 1.05 plus it should be what? It should be, okay, it should be what? 1 plus ano? 1 plus 0.05 to the 4. Rate up over 4 pala. So if you compute that, okay, that gives you, that's ln of 430,000 over E, that's I stored into E, divided by ln of 1 plus 0.05 divided by 4. Okay, that will be the number of quarters, no? And then divided by 4 makes you the number of years. This is all. So, ito naman, pwedeng aralin nyo na lang. Aralin nyo na lang yan. Okay?